is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. Good evening, everyone. My name is Frank Castle, Sorcerer Supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. And I'm joined by my co-host and etherical translator, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
I'm really excited. I'm trying out the new microphone, and it looks like the sound is great. I hope the sound is great. I hope the sound is better. Paula's got hers rocking, hanging from this way. Piece by piece, we climb up, towards that, what we want to deliver as a show, right? So my brother gave me some info. Shout outs to Count Banks, Rob Banks from the Heist, who does the Red Cup Review on YouTube. It's the show that it's on right before ours. And he gave me some info on how to put some graphics up and stuff. Little by little, we want to deliver something, I don't know, a little more special. You're special.
You're special.
Thank you for dealing with me, by the way, the last few days.
Oh.
What's up, Fearless family? I hope everybody's, thank you for joining us. Good. I'm glad to hear it sounding good. I didn't really have anything planned for tonight, per se, right? I just kind of wanted to talk and freestyle because we've been trying a lot of different new things, right? Like, I'm wondering, shout outs to everybody out there teaching themselves new things or making old things better, right?
Or sciencing, just doing that sciencing.
This is it.
Trying shit out.
Have you been sciencing it? Right? I'm a terrible blunt roller. I realized after 30 years, 28 years of rolling blunts that I'm not that good of a blunt roller, although I roll really good blunts.
Yeah,
Hold on. The last year there's been issues. Why?
Because a lot has happened.
Move up on that microphone. I'll pull it out to you.
Okay. Because a lot has happened this year. A lot has been going on this year.
Right. But that means my skill level has gone down on quite a few things, and it's really bothered me. So I'm just using this as the fun example for tonight. I literally went back and taught myself how to roll a blunt. I watched a video of these Jamaican guys rolling, and I was like, oh, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm doing this like with a little stress in me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Paula, how good am I now?
It's amazing.
It's something completely different, right?
It's an experience.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I just sticking my hand out like, no, well, we could do this. Look, as well.
No, Roxy didn't like that.
Come over here. Join in.
All right, Roxy.
I had no idea I was doing that. It's the new setup. And naturally, we're having more fun with things.
Yeah, we're having more fun.
At Paula's expense, we're having way more fun. So Sorry about that.
No,
So
it's totally
so
fine.
I shout outs to everyone that's like reteaching or fixing those little things that really do matter.
So
If you
this may sound like an insignificant thing, but in our world, it is not. And Frank was suffering in that area because he was just having a problem. Like for the last couple of months, it was just like a shitty roll or an angry roll or
Yeah, that was
yeah.
if I was doing something whack.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to smoke it now. You just put all your anger into
It's
it,
like,
and then it wouldn't. What?
oh, they're fighting.
Oh, oh, oh no! The baby wants to come in. All
Could
right,
you-
yeah, I'll let him in. And it begins. Talk about the angry roll. Come on.
All
you
right,
gotta go
so
way.
this was my point. All right, because I'm going to lead it up to other things. You're going to get a better insight to what really goes on around here because it's crazy sometimes. But all right, so I taught myself how to roll a blunt, and then I thought to myself, look how good this is. Like literally, like I wasn't trying to, oh look what I did, but I was a little bit because I never really do it right.
No, you always do it right. It was just the last couple of months things have been off because we've been busy. But now
this is like something different.
Oh well, this was sciencing it because
Sciencing
this is more efficient, way more effective.
I mean, all right, so you're doing something for 30 years, 25
Yeah,
years, 28
yeah,
years, right?
yeah.
And you say to yourself, wow, there's no better way to do this efficiently. I've been doing it that long.
Right. This is how we've always done it.
And
And
that's
this
a
is how
fucking
it'll be
complete
done.
lie. That's a bullshit lie
But
we tell ourselves.
It is.
Even on Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh
right?
yeah.
It's
yeah.
like the guy, I've been cooking for 30 years. I'm a chef, but then you should know better. You should change with the times. You should clean this place up and
Right.
All right. So with that being said, wait, there's more good news that goes with this. It's not just the blunt rolling. It's the example of momentum that I'm going to provide.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day.
Okay, so
momentum. Yeah. Okay.
We have a lady that helps us, and her name is Ellie.
Oh, with the stray
with
cats,
the stray cats that we're trying to
in Spain.
Trap neuter release program
Mhm,
here in New York
mhm.
City. So people will help with their time. So she lives around the block. So it was like a contact with her, and then are you free or am I free? Can we do this day? And we're really all trying to be just helpful, and she's been so helpful. And then when she came into the frame, we started getting cats fixed, right? So it was working. But then it became like we have an explosion out here, and then
a kitten explosion.
And then we're like, these aren't our cats. Like, you go through the worry and the what the.
But they're living in our yard.
They're in our yard, and this
our
isn't
landlady is completely freaking out about it, and I can't lose this apartment because of kittens. So,
and we're not talking about a couple.
No, there's like 7 kittens out there. 2 mamas, 7 kittens. They're
it's intense. So we started collecting the mothers and getting them fixed.
So we have 1 mama to go.
One
mama to go.
Check this shit out. I rolled the blunts, and then was having contact with them, and I contacted in the email. I went online and looked, and I found all these places in the Bronx that could help possibly. I emailed 4 of them. Every single one of them, except for one, told me to take this class, and they want me to go to Brooklyn or Queens. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going there and wasting a day so you could just ramble to me about stuff I already do. Like, I need help.
Yeah,
send
there
someone.
has to be another way.
So they're like, nah, there's no one to send. So I'm like, all right, I'm not doing this. So then bing, I get an email. Email was from some lady from Magnificat Rescue in the Bronx. I don't mind giving shout outs at all because they're all doing their thing. She heard her back. She's not doing well. She says, listen, you should just take this class, but do it online. You could do it in your home and you could handle this business yourself. So I was like, oh, I got to do this again, blah, 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 blah. Rolled the blunt, and I just clicked the link. I says, you know what? I could do this from here. I wonder how much it costs. Blink, went on. It's free. Right? In 90 minutes, all right, 95 minutes later, I was certified as a cat rescue and a trap, neuter,
return,
release, and certified guy now for New York City. So that short amount of time while smoking the really good blunt that I rolled, around the cats themselves, and playing with wires, and it was done. So now they're like, well, now everything, and then they gave me the list of all the itemized stuff that you would go to the vet for,
right?
And it's mostly free,
right? So like we got the information, and then we're hoping to come into contact. We're hoping to network because now we have all these kittens that we're going to spay. I think they're all boys, which is
most
weird.
of them are
It's
boys, yeah, for sure.
two litters of boys, so we are going to neuter them, but then they have to go back out because we can't. There's
we
too
can't
many
host
cats
it
already.
like that at this time.
And the timing has to be on. Like they're not ready yet, but they're going to be ready soon. But when they are, we have to jump. So I have to go do the I was watching it with Frank and I fell asleep. So I have to do my certification as well. So this way we can double up on.
Oh yeah, by the way,
the numbers.
Here's another thing. I got 100 on my test. I was so stoned and whatever. I was 4 questions in, and I was like realizing I'm answering questions for the test, and you can't get any wrong.
All the videos.
You can't get less than an 80, and then I got 100. I just went, come on, let's go. Because I do this all day. Stop stressing, stop worrying.
Because you were passionate about getting it done. And I have to do, and I would look, I said every day this week I was going to do it. Something happened every day this week. So Monday, definitely, this is what I'm doing.
No, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, because we both have to do it.
All right, so leapfrogging. You're watching it right now. Motivation and momentum. We're like buddying up. It's like, yeah, you got this.
They even suggest that when you take the course, you should find a partner or a buddy
and do this together.
Because it's hard to, there's a lot of moving pieces, and it's hard, to get the cats, to organize the time and the place and all the things you need. So we're gonna try to get these 7 kittens neutered.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody's asking me about the blunt thing. I love blunts. I'm from the Bronx. I'm a hip hop artist.
Oh, what a blunt is?
No. Why the blunt over the
Oh.
vaporizer? And I got to tell you this: we use the vape, we use the bong, we use the papers, we use now. This is our favorite new thing because the blunt is like a dessert specialty.
Yeah, it is.
Because we roll banana bangers. We rolled one. We were smoking for an hour and a half. But these are leaves, and then it's already there. You just pack it, and it's all organic and everything. And I love that actually more. But I think it's because of the I used to smoke on top of that.
Oh,
and the blunt
it was a cigarette
like
smoker.
A high, and then tobacco. There's that twing because I don't smoke cigarettes no more, and I'm down to 3% on this thing. So it's basically, it's a treat. That's how I like to look at it.
It is a treat.
But we don't take any medication, like for the
any
weird stuff.
Pain medication, because
muscle relaxers don't relax and stuff like that. Because I always mix it with. I won't take a muscle relaxer, and sometimes I'm so tight you have no choice. So that's when I would just do one, right? And if I feel good the next day, then that's amazing. Now this goes into more stuff. We're gonna jump. More motivation. I know. Everybody wants aliens and ETs and UFOs, but right now we're doing blunts and stretching and shit. So here's the next roll. What's up, Reggie? Here's the next roll into the next scene. We get certified. I get certified. Paula comes in the room. She's like, we should stretch.
We said we were gonna do it, and every day you put it off, and every day you suggested. I'm not going to suggest it anymore.
So we went on YouTube, right? YouTube's a great place. I know they're screwy with the business end of things sometimes with paying people and all the nonsense that goes on with YouTube. But at the same time, I'm teaching myself all kinds of weird things, and I'm learning it on YouTube. Like the resources
that's how you
right
learned how to
here.
fix the doorbell.
I learned,
the light
the
switch
doorbells,
and
the light switches, electric stuff, how to set up different electric things that I needed around the house, like weird stuff that I was just so frightened even to hang something on the wall. Today I'm sitting in the house, by the way, shouts to my mother and my grandfather. Happy birthday to the both of you. My grandmother, who's not been doing well, was actually sitting there eating with
Yeah,
us
at dinner tonight.
tonight.
It was
crazy.
Nice.
It was very nice. So she's like, let's stretch. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We find a video, beginners, like bait. It's for bait, like
Beginners.
if you're injured and have a bad back and your hips
injuries
hurt
and back
kind of
back pain.
shit. And you know, I'm an ex-player. Like I was like a Division III player. It's just weird to
but the
me
injury is
to
the
have.
injury, Frank.
No, I know, but I'm so far removed
Yeah.
that
No, I know.
you're
I
like
know.
you still think with the Al Bundy syndrome, like I could go run a friggin' touchdown, and
Yeah,
no,
you can't.
you
You can't.
right? So Paul and I, we follow the video. Her more strictly than me, because I thought to myself, "Oh, I got this, no problem." Right?
It was no joke. It was a 20-minute stretching video. It was no joke.
Now we have all this up on our YouTube. It's called.
Oh,
we have a
it's in the
playlist called
playlist.
Stretching. It's just 2 videos. But
Yeah,
we're gonna show you.
They're not difficult movements at all. But if you've never done them, your body responds very strangely. Your body's like, oh my God, give me more.
Now I'm hoping to go from these stretching videos into a more of a light yoga.
Yeah, we got time. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's my goal too. That's absolutely my goal to go there too. Because remember, we tried some of the poses and we fell.
Yeah, I couldn't hold poses.
Yeah, but we can. We
so
will be able
this
to.
lady you're not doing sets anymore, right? That's the misnomer with things. So she's just talking and you're holding the
position,
of holding your leg or something. And then the pain just ridiculously sets in. You're like, wow, I'm really bad at this. Like this little muscle here in my hip sucks. And then my leg, and then my knee.
Yeah. And when they say gravity will take effect, it really does. And
you're holding the
stretching
move for a minute.
It's your body. It's your body's resistance.
And anyway,
your body weight.
So I was crying, breathing like a friggin' cow, right? Like, right. I couldn't get it. And then all of a sudden I would, it was almost like I purge released into the air, my breathing.
Yes. And then by the second video, that was great. That was the first time.
We were like stretching hips. And then as you're releasing these areas that have been clogged for so long.
So you're breaking up the toxins.
I have my eyes closed because I'm inside like, we're going to do this because I want to do this. And something's telling me, bullshit, stop this stuff. I want you to stop. And I'm going, no. We gotta push through this. I started crying and I can see memories being released. I saw me the lady goes, put your hands behind your back and do this stretch, like lean forward. And as I was doing this, everything loosened up and I started crying, I started feeling claustrophobic because these guys like hog-tied me in one of my lifetime. Like you're releasing, I want to say the timeline is collapsing. Oh yeah, well, but you have to. Everybody's different, but
because
in my
it's
case,
the form of a
I'm
purge.
seeing it.
Yeah, you're moving all that. You're moving all
and
of that around.
It was terrible. They like hog-tied me, threw me in a pit, and covered me in dirt, and I died.
And you purged it.
And then I was like,
yeah, let it go. Whoa. Yeah, let it go.
And then I'm making noises like a cow. I swear, it was the weirdest thing. And I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking, what is she thinking? What's going on with me? And I'm going, man, I'm supposed to be the guy that's done this and been through this and all that. And I'm like a fat baby beginner. And it hurts a lot. Wait, so we push through it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, what happens? There's like that cracking sensation.
Oh, yeah. It felt great.
Everywhere.
And then, the toxins released, and then we had bad headaches, and we had to drink a lot of water, and, and then we did it again.
So we've done it multiple days now.
Yeah, it's 3 days now.
So
and
day 2 was rough.
We couldn't lift our arms.
Couldn't lift my arms just from stretching. And there's no arm exercises in this. It's just lead with your heart when you're stretching. And put your arms over your head behind you, and that's it. Oh, and like this.
Well, because we just started. I mean, I'm sure there's.
And I'm going. I can't even believe. I feel like I've been bench pressing, but you can feel now that we've been doing it for days. I'm looking in the mirror, and through my little chunkiness, I'm beginning to see the outline again. Where I'm like,
well, it's 3 days, but
but 3 days is better.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I felt it today.
You've never done anything, but you're acclimated. Your body has memory to it.
Mm-hmm.
It will come back quickly.
Careful. Okay. The cat.
He has one eye and he's living like he's got 50 lives.
We should have named him Matt Murdock because he's a daredevil. He really is. He just jumps.
All right, so I go outside to see
frolics.
one of my friends, and my face is swollen, and I'm going. He says to me, "What's wrong with you? Why do you look? You're glowing, but you look exhausted, and you look like you got beat up, but not beat up like if somebody slapped you everywhere."
Yeah, that's what it felt
Like a whole bunch
Yeah.
of times, and then just like stripped you naked, slapped your, and then just you got red and it swelled up a little bit. And you're like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And you were happy they did it, and it felt great. All right, so the day 3 hobbled into it,
Oh yeah, it was rough. Day 3. That was
And then-
yesterday.
but did it.
Yesterday. Yeah, we did. We got through it. And I said, Frank, I'm not going to do the second video because I feel it in my body. And he's like, okay, I'm going to do the second video.
Now, you guys would watch this, maybe laugh at us, and say, "My
And
back's
I
cracking
said,
right now,
all
so
right,
I'm
well,
gonna see
I'll do some stretching that we just did. I'll do lower back stretching for as long as I can keep up, and then I'm going to stop. And then halfway through the video, Frank was like, I can't move. I think we should stop right now. I can't move. But, you know, that's what happens.
All right, so but during these times, the purge that you go through, like the fact that I'm purging, all right, that was exactly like ayahuasca. Exactly.
Because
so it was it was at 60% clarity instead of Aya being like 100 in full HD. This was like 60% full, looking at it in it like it's you, and then seeing it from here, and then watching it flow away like the tube sucks it out of you or something.
because the pain was tied to a memory, so you reconnected with that memory through that type of pain, and then you were able to purge it. You don't need it. I purged right before the show. I went on a rant about absolutely nothing, and then was telling Frank how it was about nothing. And then I said, oh, I feel better now. I just, whatever it was I needed to purge, I purged. It was just words that needed to come out. And I felt better after that.
Yeah, I was like, "What's up with my etherical translator?"
Well, yeah,
looked like she was fretting out, but I understand.
You need to get that out.
So we talked about this last week, being the black sheep of the family.
Oh,
It's not a bad thing, right? It's just, it is what it is, but now we're aware what it is, right? So whenever we go to a family function, we're like really trying to I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm not, but I'm aware that I'm going to come away with something, because I don't know. It's like where you grew up, your house, where it is, no matter how much you shield yourself, if you're there long enough, and there's more people in there.
Oh, yeah. You're going to pick up stuff. Yeah.
Kind of,
drag that energy is drawn to you. Yeah.
But we kept it really pretty high today.
Yeah, we did. Today we did.
So I don't feel like I picked anything up, but then being there multiple days, it was like the first thing when I sat down at the table today, this is the weirdest thing. I sat there, and it's my mother's birthday, my grandfather's birthday. I'm so happy. And they're like, and I'm like, oh, forgive me for being so happy. It's your birthday. I love you guys.
And then the whole mood changed.
Internally, I saw my higher guy. He looked like he did some smack, and it just flew out of me.
Pushed all that bad energy
and just pushed everything back. And they were like, no, it's okay. What kind of cake did you get? And we were like, what was it?
Checkerboard cake.
Checkerboard cake.
And they were like, "Oh, we love that." And I don't,
who doesn't love cake?
But the point, the whole mood of the room changed just from that.
Yeah, and all right. So never think that your intention towards something isn't gonna flip it, even if the odds are not in your favor visually.
Right.
Or you feel like the weight on you, and you're like, bro.
Yeah, but think about it. That's
you don't know what the universe is doing to have your back, as long as you're aware and you're processing and you're moving through it and you're doing it through a loving way, right? So the lady in the video says, no more hunching over when you're stretching, like arching your back. We're gonna keep it like and lead with your chest, lead with your heart, lead with your heart. So as I started doing that, I'm hitting all these muscles I never hit. But then I started laughing, going, Care Bear stare. So
we were doing that in Rite Aid.
We were doing that at people in Rite Aid. And then when I got in the house, and I was like, yay! And then right after that, it changed. So once again, sciencing.
Yeah. Yeah, because it could have, I don't know why everyone wasn't in I don't know, a happier mood, but the mood definitely changed after
Well, we know
that.
why. It's my grandmother and the situation,
Yeah,
but at
but
the
they're,
same time, she's sitting there
yeah,
at the table and not.
show gratitude for that.
And
Yeah.
I understand though. I'm not in anyone else's position, so I can't speak for that. But what I can say is, I love all of them, and to
Yeah.
see that made me
Yeah. Of
happy
course, it made
because
me happy
how much
too.
longer we got? Like, how do I know? How do I know if it's not tomorrow? The whole thing ends.
You don't know. That's the thing. You don't know. That's why it's important to say the things that you need to say when you need to say them, because you don't know if you'll get a chance to say it again.
Yeah, I'm
or
like
do it
tired
again
of
or live it
waiting,
again.
right? Like,
Yeah.
is this mine? Yeah.
Yeah, those are yours.
Turbo flex.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm tired of waiting. Like, if I'm looking at you and I'm thinking I love you, I'd rather just tell you, or if I have something to say, I want to just say it. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. I'm tired of I don't ever want to have those thoughts. I want to move experience to experience with like a completion, accomplishment to it.
Well,
So like,
yeah.
like every hello goodbye is hello goodbye.
Yeah.
And I love you all the time in the
Right.
now.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. Nothing's promised. We don't know. We do the best we can.
But then you don't realize, we're lucky we have grandma and grandpa still. There's still everyone's still there. So there's this wonderful, joyous moment in that, even if the situation is weird and slightly corrupted or someone's sick, whatever the situation, it's there. So what do you make of it? What are you going to decide to do with it? So once again,
The best you can.
rolling that ball uphill, we're not doing no more. Now we're just kind of like ice skating through the moments, and it's pretty interesting. All the love is being sent ahead. Wait, so we did all these things. All these things were changed. We scienced all this stuff.
We sent love. Oh, we had to bring one of the cats to get a spay this week. We got one of the mama cats.
I need coffee. Hold on.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of a feat itself. I mean, we've been feeding this cat for a while. She's been in the yard for a while. All her kittens are here, but getting her to get her to the vet the day, that we have the appointment scheduled, and then, taking on the responsibility and making sure the kittens are fed so that when she's put back outside, they don't want to suckle or anything like that. I mean, they're all old enough, but there's two little ones that she stays with all the time. So we ended up getting her to the vet, but we sent love ahead to the drive, to the vet, to the drive home, to bringing her and rehabbing her, So it was a lot of we laid a lot of groundwork just by sending the love ahead, which made things so much easier. It would be like she would be classic textbook. This is how you get a cat and get it neutered and or spayed and release it back out.
This is what I said to the lady that was helping us. I was thankful for the whole time. I said, I'm tired of having to wait for you to help me. Not that I'm grateful for all the help. I'm tired of trying to find the hookup and the moment and right. So I went and I got certified and I bought a cage. And she's like, "Oh, you got a cage?" I go, "Yeah, I got the Tomahawk, the really good one." And she's like, "Oh, so I guess you don't need me anymore." I go, "No, it's not that." And
it has nothing to do with that.
And then she said, "Well, we got to pray to God that we understand what's going on." I said, "Listen, I'm done with all that. I'm done thinking that if I pray to Jesus, he's going to send more help. He sent you. He sent this one. He sent that one. You're God, blah, blah, blah." I went into this little like momentary rant and I says, I can't pray and wait for the help any longer. Right? How many times is stuff going to be presented to me and then I don't just take control of my life? I gotta be the responsible person in these situations, not wait and beg for help from you, the city, the government, my mother, some fucking guy up the street. No more. No, now I'm the certified guy and I can just do it. And if I need a little help, I'll just say, "Hey, can you come by and help me?"
Right.
I'll have the cat in the cage. Could you pick it up, maybe take it, and then drop it off, and I'll hit you off with a couple of bucks, right? Like, we could work together now. This wonderful thing could happen. Not that I have to rely on you to come help me like as if you're Jesus, because that shit is that boat is long sailed unless you're the fucking plumber. right? You got to fix the pipes and stuff. Like, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, we need a guy to come in and do that. Do you understand? Am I ranting too
no,
hard?
you're not ranting too hard at all. I'm just letting you rant.
Certain things you can just do.
You
right?
have to take control of yourself.
Like stupid things. You could change your fucking wipers, right? You could do that. You could go on eBay, order the wipers you need, go out, put them on your car.
Because you did it.
And then it's $60 in your pocket that you saved and cost you $12.
Go into the mechanic.
Yeah, man. It's $96 an hour fucking
for labor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I know.
So if one door handle takes fucking an hour, you guys see where I'm going with this?
It's adulting. We're adulting. We did a lot of it this week.
All right. So it's adulting, but it's also, all right. You want to be the fucking hero? Is that what you want to be? You want to run that thing inside you, be your hero to yourself? These are the obstacles we're going to have to overcome, right? Are we going to just throw something away immediately? Oh, it broke. Fuck this thing. Or do we take a look at it and see, you know what? I might be able to do something. I might be able to tweak this out. Sometimes a stain washes out. You know what I'm saying? And you can make it clean. If it doesn't, you try to get rid of it, get a new one. But if you can, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah. I would.
Why are you smiling like that?
I'm just smiling. I'm happy to be alive.
I don't know. It's just interesting to me. So then, like, we go a step further. So Kevin hit me up. Shout outs to everyone in the FearLess family, by the way. We have the most amazing people in the group.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So Kevin hits me with some music and some just ideas and stuff and reminding me of certain things I completely forgot about. And I was like, oh, I have all this. Like, I dropped the ball and then picked it up right there. I was like, oh, but instead of going, oh, and then making some stupid excuse to him, I just said, oh, I thought you said something like that, but I was unsure. Like, I don't wait to find out if you think that I think, did you know? No, answer me right now. Yes or no? Right? Are we
time
good?
For that.
Yeah, there's no time to have each other guessing and waiting and wondering. Just got to say what I got to say. So one of the guys was being mad at me for something that happened with someone else. And then my name had come up, and then he's arguing with me about how awesome he is. And then he did all these things. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I did the same thing. I got certified. I did this, and this. It's great. We should, do what we.
My thing doesn't negate your thing.
Yeah, but you, and then she, and I go, yeah, but I didn't. And then that's your problem with her. That has literally nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So when you feel less attacked, maybe we'll chat then. Bye.
Yeah, and you separate and detach.
I have nothing but love for you. Literally, I'm not looking for a fight. If I was, it would have been over already. Trust me. I wouldn't waste my time gabbling with you. I would just fight you. But I don't do that. I love everyone. Like, what I'm trying to do is like a loving thing. It's a caring thing. It's a give back. How many give-ins to me have I been given? How many times? So many times that I can't go outside and pick up the trash in front of my house. We're right by the train station.
Oh, so I do that too. If people leave trash out, I pick it up.
Fucking McDonald's bags in front of the house, just thrown on the lawn. Some dog shit was on the lawn. I just cleaned everything up. And I was like,
today? Or just
that's why I told you not to step in the grass.
Because I didn't know because it was okay. All
right, so just weird stuff. Like, people can be nasty, yes, but people can be good, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
I'm good.
Well, I had to get that way. I'm not. No, it's not even like that though. You're originally OG good for sure.
He didn't believe me when we met.
She's OG good. Me, I had to learn. I was good. It was inherently, I had morals and all that other stuff, but I gave up kind of on, like, to me, everything was bullshit. And it's like, why? How did everything become bullshit from when I was the young kid where it was all real and it felt good and the fantasy was there, but the reality was there? It just all.
I think you get stuck in the loop, the work loop and the dating loop and that expectation loop, and you never expect more than a certain thing, and then you're not happy and you don't know why because your expectations are so low. How did they get so low? From disappointment. Do you know what I mean? Why are you laughing? Is someone?
No, it's I never had someone to pay to change my wipers. Right, you haven't. But do you know how many
people who have.
You have no right. You've seen them on TV.
Our mechanic changed my wipers, and he charged me. I said, "Riley, I didn't ask you to change them." And he said, "Well, you needed new wipers." And then I was in a.
No,
it was
it's
a
not even that.
conundrum.
There's women that are like they won't touch the gas pump, right?
Oh no, I'll definitely do that.
No,
but
I'm not talking about you.
Oh,
I'm talking. We're just making generalizations here. There's people that don't know how to do it. They won't.
Right. They don't want to try.
Right. Okay. So imagine where that person is compared to the person that changes their fucking wipers. Just think of the giant jump from one thing to the next.
But it is a big deal. I learned
where your consciousness rests. That's where you're making the jump.
I don't like pumping my own gas. I do it when I have to, but in New York, you don't have to. They pump it for you most places. And I don't like doing it, but I know how to do it. I know how to put, windshield wiper fluid in my car. I know how to check the oil. I know how to do certain things.
Well, you're above average then. This is what I'm getting at.
I don't think it's above. No, I don't think it's above average. I know how to check those things. I don't know how to fix
you know how to do quite a few things. Sometimes you're limited to what you can do. And what do? You show me how to do it and I do it.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So the knowledge is there. That's not what I'm getting at. You're completely missing the point.
Sorry.
Right. So the meathead crowd.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The majority.
Yeah.
Okay. So
people
you're
don't want to
in
do stuff
a
for
good
themselves.
position doing what you can do. Right. Do you think if I put you outside and I said, hey, charge the cars, and I open the window and I think I can do it.
I think I can do it.
And I showed you the red and the black and the red and the black. And
I think I can do it.
I'm just,
you know what?
Don't cross the streams. Don't touch the wires.
Don't cross the streams.
Okay? Don't cross the streams. Don't touch the wires. Can you do that? Red, black, black, red. You got this? My
downfall is that I'm short, so I can't see in the car. Like I need something to step up on. But that's pretty much my downfall in life is that they played this crude joke on me and they made me really short, but they gave me a personality for a really big person. And
is that what it is?
I think so. I think that's it. I'm blaming, I don't know.
I saw a version of Paula when I smoked DMT where she was a comedian, right? Oh, we're on screen. This is great. I don't have to come sit next to me. So her hair was like that, right? She was wearing a wife beater, right? Which is weird. She had these weird different chains on. She was chain smoking.
This was a long time ago, right?
Yeah. And you had flip flops on.
I think I was I was a smoker in the past.
You were wearing like kind of pants like this that I would wear to be comfortable, but it's weird to see a girl in that like on stage smoking a cigarette, right? And you were going, and people, you started telling jokes, and they were fucking funny. And I'm like, who? Paula? And they were like, you want to see this? So she did this whole comedy routine for me. Where I almost feel like you don't know if your partner doesn't make you laugh.
I did it under Aya. I did that whole thing for you. I was on Aya.
Right.
Was it Aya?
We were under something.
I did a whole routine.
Fucking funny. And I'm like, that character is you.
It must be a fractal because
she can tune into that.
I did a whole comedy.
I
said, Frank, you should have recorded it. You should have recorded it. I did a whole comedy routine.
I laughed. I told you, I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm crying. Like it hurt. And then one night I came in out of the bedroom and then she said something, I said something, and then she said something and I collapsed in laughter. Yeah. Right there on the floor.
And then you were going, literally fell. I can't handle it.
And it was for real laughter. It was like the laughter you only get when stuff is so incredibly funny, like when we saw Eddie Murphy for the first time, Andrew Dice Clay, and you're just broken.
I think part of that humor is love. I think you think I'm funny because you love me.
And I think it's comfort, right? So if you have the safe, sacred space to be you, the real you comes out, right? It becomes something that it's like in the intro, something more. It was time, it became. And then everything starts becoming fearless. The laughter is fearless. You shake this shit off, demons and such with laughter. If you can find
that's my
the Buddha spot in your belly where you're breathing and laughing and it's uncontrollable, you can purge out everything. Nothing can hold on to that stuff. Hey, shout outs to Ra.
I think it's my
Eye of Ra.
coping mechanism. Laughter. I think I use humor
Laughter
as
as
a
a coping mechanism is different than being funny, legitimately funny.
But I think I use my humor as a coping mechanism.
As a coping mechanism, it's two different things. Because one, you can tell you're like, why are you laughing? And you're like, I don't know, I'm nervous. And the other one is,
I know why I'm being funny.
Oh, you can get yourself out of situations being incredibly funny and stuff. It's just weird how the personalities come out when you're relaxed.
I never get myself in situations though.
That's a lie.
When do I get myself into situations?
You started dating me. That's the mega one. We got to do an intro for you. My name's Paula Milo.
I had everything.
I had everything.
Oh, I was having a purge 2 weeks ago. Was the
2 weeks ago? That was 2 weeks. If she lost it,
that was a lot. Like what was it? The opening of the Lions Gate.
Joker, if you could watch the Joker start like a normal conversation, and then he just starts kind of, and then this happened.
So
right, and then this happened. Right, so I'm laughing, and then I stop laughing, and I start trying to hold it back because I feel like I don't know if she's laughing anymore. She might be crying. She's like, I lost everything.
I lost everything.
I was like, holy shit.
So Frank and I were having like one of those truth sessions, like, speaking the truth, and when we met us the truth, and like what the truth really is, and I think I was purging something, and I think he was purging also. So I was telling him, like, basically the roller coaster ride up, because I was already on this path before I met him. And I think had I not experienced the QHHT, the quantum healing, Dolores Cannon,
there were certain
QHHT
things that made us stay together.
Yeah, I think if I didn't experience that, if I wasn't already working on shrinking my ego, if I wasn't already putting a lot of these things into place that we talk about every time we're on, I mean, I've been living and breathing this for a very long time. And, I was climbing up this hill right before I met Frank, and I was at the point where I didn't even really want to be with anybody anymore. I said I could just do it alone. I don't need to be in a relationship. I'm just taking on the world by myself. And I was really at a place when I had everything. And, as I'm working through this with Frank, and, then I realized, like, I think my earthly self realized I was at a place where I had everything. And now, and I lost everything. And what's different? And then I look at Frank, what's different here? I had everything. And
yeah, I started feeling like I caused this.
And then I lost everything.
Like, oh no.
But
then, you got me.
But the realization is that where I am now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So no matter what would have happened in the past, I would have still ended up right where I am now. And then the realization of how grateful I am that I am here in this place now. A lot of people might not think my situation is ideal. And I don't think it's ideal, but I am very happy in my own life. And when I say this, I truly mean it. And I think I was purging this. So now Frank, of course, feels terrible. And I'm like, Frank, I don't mean it. I'm not saying these things to make you feel terrible. I'm saying them because I had to lose everything to realize that I already had everything I needed, or at least I have it now. And it doesn't matter when, because it's always now. Like right now, this is our optimal timeline. Like, bringing it back because you want to talk about that. This really is our optimal timeline. Like, you might not think, or you might not think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It matters how I feel. And, and then I really did have to explain to him that I'm not upset. I'm actually happier.
No.
Now, I think than I ever really was. And that's
You can hear it when she says now. For those of you that
that's
are
a very
aware, it
strange
comes through
thing.
the vocal cords. The now, like it's
Yeah.
you're presenting it like, yo, no doubt, this
But
is happening right at this moment. Happiness pure.
but that's how I truly feel. I mean, do you think it's normal that two people stray and neuter
Some
animals in the
people,
yard? I mean, I don't know.
Some people help. This is a situation literally happening in the square of your block.
We
So yes, it is your problem.
but
It's
it
my
is
problem.
but it's my problem because we want to live here.
Right, right.
We want to stay here, and if
But
we
it's-
want to stay here, we have to get this under control. And now they're kittens. We have a very limited amount of time. So Frank got certified so that we could specifically take care of the
All right.
kittens.
Someone asked a question
Okay.
before we get too far.
All right.
What was the most confronting enlightenment from the Dolores Cannon teachings view?
I'm going to be very honest. I went into that QHHT healing, and I was probably more honest in my life than I'd ever been having any other healing, because I did a couple of regression therapies, and I love them because they really do close out issues that you've had in previous lives that are still affecting you in this life. So when I went into the QHHT healing, and she was trained, she was either trained by Dolores Cannon herself or by Dolores Cannon's daughter. She was in Rhinebeck, New York. I don't remember her name, but if you look up QHHT healing, there's only one woman in Rhinebeck, New York that does it. And it was a really great experience. You sit with a therapist. It's like basically a 40-minute therapy session, and you basically tell them what you want to work on, or what you think you're going to achieve, or what issues you really want to close out from previous lives that you think are affecting you, or she'll help you realize how to pinpoint what you think the issue truly is. And she doesn't navigate you one way or another, but she helps bring out this, I guess, the core of the issue that you want to address.
So when you relax, I'm going to make it simple for people that want to know what's going on, because you're not really being hypnotized. You're put in a place of such comfort and relaxed.
You're put in, right? It's like it is called like a light hypnotic state. It's very strange. Like you think you're imagining, like everything so you go through this healing. And for me, I really was in a place where I wanted to leave my career. I had a career with a Fortune 50 company, and I really wanted to leave. So this is way before I met Frank. This is 1 month before I met Frank, and I didn't realize
you could talk about the name of the company now.
No, I know.
You're far enough away.
I know, but they all know already. It doesn't matter. So this was 1 month before I met Frank, and it took me 2 or 3 years to realize that QHHT was about Frank. I think I just figured that out like a year ago. So, and I think I said it on one of the shows. So if I'm lying about the time, it's just because I don't remember. So I had gone in, and this is again the purge that I just spoke about a few minutes ago, where I had everything. Okay. So I really wanted to leave my corporate job because I knew I wasn't going to be happy there. I mean, it was just so many reasons. I just didn't want to be, I didn't belong there. Knowing what I know now, it was working against me to work there, and to succeed there was very difficult for a person with a disability and for a person that is basically awake. I wanted to
shout outs to Pepsi.
I wanted to work from home. So I went into this QHHT healing, understanding that I would probably be alone in life, and that I wanted to know if I could make a career out of what I had planned on doing. And it's funny because I almost set everything in motion, and then I go to this therapy. And in my QHHT healing, they show me lifetime after lifetime of being happily married, having children, my family with me at my deathbed over and over and over again. And I was married basically to the same man in every life. They showed me about 5 or 6 lifetimes, and it was the guy from Chicago PD. And
For those of us old enough, it's the original Casey Jones from the movies,
right, and I didn't know that because I didn't
from
watch
the Ninja Turtle movies.
the Ninja Turtle movies. Anyway, so I am laughing in this QHHT healing because now I think in my earthly mind that I'm making this stuff up. Because to me, I knew in this lifetime I didn't want to have a baby. So I'm like, why are they showing me? So I'm like divided during this healing session, and I'm actually questioning things out loud, and I'm laughing. So I start laughing in the healing because the guy from Chicago PD is a guy I've been married to for years. Who would believe that? I don't know. They keep showing me children, and they keep showing me family, and in a couple of lifetimes it was basically the same scenario over and over again. And then they showed me myself as a point of light, and I was asking not to be sent down so quickly. Give me some time to rest, give me some time to heal.
Like dropping a little dot on the
Oh,
map.
it was like a little white light, and it kept going up and down, up and down. It was almost like the Atari video game, the ping pong game, when you just see the light going back and forth. It was one little point of light being sent back and sent back, and I kept saying, "Please slow it down, please slow it down. I need more time." And then the therapist helped me work out how to slow that down. The therapist helped me work out a lot of other issues. And it really was a really great session. But I left and I scratched my head and I was like, I wonder why. There is a reason. I'm just not aware of it now. Why they kept showing me happy lifetimes being married with children when that had nothing to do with what I was concerned about. And then she asked me one question while I was still under. She said, "Do you think you can take care of yourself financially?" And I answered and I said, "She knows she can." So I answered as my higher self. She
The
knows
higher
she
self.
can. So basically, what I was concerned about was a self made fear. And that wasn't the most important thing that needed to be worked on during that session. So it didn't matter what my intention was, because what I needed to know and what I thought I wanted to know and what I thought was going to change my life financially, that wasn't even the most important thing that was going on that needed to be cleared. And I didn't realize what that meant, that QHHT healing really meant. I thought that one question that I answered, she knows she can take care of herself financially. Like that, I was like, I went through that whole session to have one question be it. Like I couldn't understand it. And then I think it was about a year ago, Frank and I were having a conversation, as it always happens. We're having a conversation, and I don't even remember what it was, but I completely hit a checkpoint. And I said, "Stop everything. The healing that I had before I met you was telling me that I could love myself, I guess, enough to be in that type of relationship again, because I didn't think that could happen for me. I really didn't. I didn't think I could be in a relationship like that. Like what Frank and I have, I didn't think that really even existed. And
She's not just the etherical translator.
she it made sense to like 2 or 3 years later, because I just figured this out. And it's funny because I'm usually better than that. Like I can usually put it together a lot quicker than that. And it took all of that time for me to realize that QHHT healing was getting me ready.
That had to play out.
But it was getting me ready to be in a relationship. And I didn't realize that. And because if Frank always says that it's the hero you want, not the hero you get. So I got the answer I needed to the question that I asked, but they were preparing
not the hero
me.
You want, the hero
They
you
were
need.
preparing me for more than a question. They were preparing me for a lifestyle that I was going to, life that I was going to be living.
This is interesting as this goes. I was questioning myself the other day outside. I was talking to one of my friends, and I'm like, I don't know when the fuck I know how to farm. Like I'm
Oh,
bugging
yeah.
out mentally because
Of the plant vegetables.
yeah, but it's not just that. It's like I know, just like when you say, "Look, I know," so trust me, have a little
Yes.
faith.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I know that we can together because it takes more than one. I'm into
Oh yeah, we
but
can do it.
we can
Definitely.
sow seeds.
Absolutely.
This is weird for me.
Absolutely.
This was like when I first started rapping, when I was a metalhead and I was in like a rock group, and it was so weird. It was just odd, right? And then I shaved my head and never looked back. It's the same feeling, but now. And they talked about that the start of the next 13 years
Oh yeah.
started like last week or in the
Yeah.
middle of the week or
Being
something.
a very it's an
And
upswing.
you get to
Everything is
start
an upswing.
brand new.
And I
fresh
told you when I
creations.
first met you, we get all of our time back.
Look.
So all of that wasted time crying
What do you
and
think-
worrying and being afraid, we get all of that back.
What do you think Fearless Family and I and others like us have been doing the whole time? We've been clearing out 4D frequency because it's a dirty frequency, because it's where all of our manifestations go consciously. We've all been clearing that stuff out
All this time.
whole
It
time
all
since-
has to go. But
so
it does.
now we're here and it's like start of the new cycle. Go ahead. No thought form entities. Start. Freddy Krueger's dead.
But it has
Forget it.
to
He's
work.
gone.
But it has to work like that
Yeah.
because remember, we're holding space, right? So that fear, that thing you're afraid of, you're holding space for it. It might only be this little
It's
space,
too much.
but it's too much space you're holding
You
because you
can't
have
pass
to. You can't.
through the frequency.
You
with
can't
that
hold it
attached.
all. You can't hold it all. It's got to go. So when you go, when you release it, you clear it, you release it, you let it go, you purge it, you say thank you, I no longer need the memory, and you push that out and you let it go because we don't have room for it because there's other shit that's gonna have to go also.
Yes, Ra, hard times do breed superheroes. We were talking about it earlier, and stop. I'm done praying at things. Not that I do, but this lady was telling me, oh, we should pray to God and Jesus. And I was like, look, you're a beautiful person. You're a wonderful lady. Thank you for being in my life. But I'm done with that shit. Like, it is time for me to become what I need to be.
Right. You're gonna.
It's like an opening flower. Like
exactly.
One of the leaves just opened. I was like, holy shit, I could do this.
Exactly. You're gonna tell people to be fearless, and then you're not gonna be fearless.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. You gotta live it. If you're gonna, if you're even going to mention it
outside, I was like, no.
Is that what you were doing before?
No, it was you. If I remember when I ran in and out yesterday with a bag and all this stuff, and I was like, I can't. It was a lot, and I'm usually like, get the fuck. Like, I was like, yo, I'm just gonna do this because not here no more.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like the kid, this little kid. He wasn't little.
You scared that kid.
I think he was a neighbor's kid. He walked by and there's like a strip where it's this other guy's property out here, right? So it's a really long path to the corner, and then you can turn or go the other way, go to the train. So it's a right or left, and you're just out. But on that long strip, which is like a quarter block, it's
grass.
A white fence, and then on the grass. So people take their dog there, whatever, they don't clean up. This kid just basically took out Hostess cakes, the big package that you like, the chocolate with the vanilla inside, and stuffed it in his mouth, and then threw that giant plastic wrapper down on the floor. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Hey, I saw that!"
And he picked it up.
This kid ran back. He picked it up.
And
he did the right thing.
And he apologized.
He's like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
You terrified him.
Good. Don't do it again. Don't.
And then I said, "Thank you for
chase them every time."
No,
I gotta listen. Everyone, that doesn't mean go out and be a dick to someone. That's not what I was doing. I was sitting outside in the sun.
No, you were just upset. He was throwing
and
garbage
he just,
on the floor.
Threw it like.
Well, he won't do that again. He got scared.
That's what I mean.
But he won't do it again. He got scared.
You won't do it again. Okay, just like when the girl, her dog attacked the little dog, but the girl with the big dog was little. She was smaller than you, and she was like chunky. And then she couldn't. The leash kept going, and she's got a big.
Well, she
dog,
shouldn't have been
and
walking a big dog like that.
So, all right, everyone was deathly afraid to say something. So I was eating pizza, and I came out, and she was still standing there, and she was like cursing at the other lady like it was her fault. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't. You shouldn't have a dog that
she
big. If
couldn't
you can't
handle
your shit,
the
she's
dog.
Like, fuck you.
She couldn't handle the dog.
This is how she screamed. Fuck
Okay. And what happens
And I
when the
was like,
dog,
whatever. She goes, my boyfriend will fuck you up. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, whatever. Have a nice day.
but when the dog senses the owner is nervous, the dog becomes nervous.
Yeah, but I saw her outside. She was this little, no
and she
offense to
shouldn't have,
little
she
chubby
shouldn't
Queedettes,
have
but she's a little
been,
fat
she
Queedette
shouldn't have
smoking
been,
a cigarette.
she shouldn't have been walking the dog if she
With
couldn't
a
handle
belly
the
and a
dog.
butt sticking out. Everybody knows with the spandex, and she like she as she came out of the Chinese food store, and with the dog maybe attached to something outside of there, because that dog wouldn't be allowed in there, would it? If it did, that's a whole nother problem within itself, because we know that girl's that's not a service dog, right? So, and then she's just like, and the leash is this giant chain thing, and then she's standing on the corner. There's hundreds of people, and then a lady with a dog walks by. I'm just like, be responsible. And I got the whole answer back. I was like, well, that girl's, she's probably got a long road ahead of her, and she's really young, and she's already apparently has problems and is fucked up. So whatever, but don't be that person. Like I use that, and I say it on the show. We've talked about this before. You don't have to go after those people. You can be aware of it, and you can do something. All right. So someone throws something on the floor, you can pick it up, throw it in the gas can. Just go. Like, no, people don't like you like that, right? They don't like people like you. The smelly guy in the room that just refuses to take the shower and put deodorant on. We're tired of not saying anything to you because it's infecting it's making this whole thing rough. These are just metaphors across the board. I don't mean go out and attack people, but move in and do what you got to do, at least on your own property and stuff. If somebody was dumping dirt or trash on your lawn,
Oh, can you ask if that, because I can't read it from here, if that answered the QHHT question?
It did.
Okay.
Do you want to? You can listen.
I have no more to say about it. That's it.
Oh, you have no more to say about it?
No, that it helped. It was great. I suggest everyone.
I was going to say, if you have more to say, by all means, definitely talk. Like, you can now.
Definitely, you just go to Dolores Cannon's page. You Google Dolores Cannon, and then her QHHT certified therapists come up, and they're all over the country. And you find one, and you make an appointment,
Right.
and it's great.
Let's just work while you're on topic. What is the actual QHT? Like, what are they doing?
It's quantum healing and hypnosis therapy.
Right. So
they heal all lifetime. I believe it's like all lifetime trauma from all lifetimes,
right.
or anything you feel you need to work on.
Well, I've seen them ask questions.
Lifetime.
Like they have. Still ask questions beforehand, write it down, and then give it to the lady and have them record the session. I've seen that, like Allison Coe.
I don't know if is she a certified QHHT healer? I don't know if she's supposed to do that.
She has full permission.
No, she's wonderful. I like her. We listen to her all the time. She has permission
from everyone that she talks about.
Yeah, but I don't know if she has permission from Dolores Cannon's people to do that.
Well, that's none of my business.
No, it is. To me,
that's just another
business, I guess.
D-hole, like fucking Spider-Man.
No, I don't even know.
Everyone
I don't even
got
know why
so
I'm
worked up over it.
No, I like
her. Is it the Amazon on fire, or then is it?
No, I like her. She's good. Yeah, it's a distraction.
It's just another.
It's happening, and it's a distraction. And you know what, Tiffany, you did start making it rain.
Is it this? Is it this? I don't fucking know anymore. I can't trust none of you. Can't try, and you know who I mean by none of you. It's not you guys. It's
but that's it.
It's everything across the board in this whole area, and then you have people just regurgitating shit here, and then it sprinkles out differently here. So I'm like, well, these people are releasing information through this crowd to see who the rat is here, so it's coming through this pipe. These people are doing it here, and then they want to see who the rat is, releasing it through that pipe. That's what Trump was doing over here with these guys, and it's almost like everyone's getting routed out. We had a talk with Tiffany from the group, and from Fearless Family. We had a really good talk, but we were talking about places like Mount Shasta, right? Like, people, when they discuss that place, it's supposed to be beautiful, part of the land, this, that, and the other thing. There are portal entrances at these places, right? Which is why they build these places inside the mountain in those places. All right. So they take the areas. Well, those areas are getting cleaned out, right? So when you think of Mount Shasta, what it was, and people get all nervous and they're in fear of what might be under there in those multi-leveled things, all that's being energetically cleared out. You cannot be here. As this push goes, it's like squeezing the tube of toothpaste, the way I do it.
Mm-hmm.
right? Where you're
Mhm.
like, oh, there's nothing inside that tube, and
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee it. And you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, bullshit. You
Mhm.
open it up, and there's nothing there. You're like, how did you do that? It's like, good. You got to kind of squeeze from the bottom, but you use like a pencil or something, and you push it up like this, and you squeeze every last drop of that out, and then we're in the next frequency. If you can't be down with that, you're out. Right? So all those places are going to get cleared out energetically,
Well, yeah.
feeling like
Well, her
spirit
point was
mother again.
basically that the planet is even purging.
Yeah,
The
well,
Earth is purging.
so let's do a multi talk about the Amazon rainforest. We'll play devil's advocate. We'll say that it is burning, and we'll say that it isn't burning, and they're just telling us through some thing to get us worked up so they can have a last meal on our energy, getting all worked up over this stuff. Is it? I don't know. I'm not in the Amazon. Who's down there that's really reporting? You see one video of an indigenous lady saying something, but we also find out that these fires happen at times, same time every year. Then we're hearing it's burning down. Then we're hearing it got put out by thunderstorms.
So you don't know.
So
You
we
don't
just
really
throw
know.
love at it and move
Yeah,
on.
you just
I'm in New York. What
exactly.
am I supposed to do?
Throw rain at it.
We throw
Yeah.
rain at it,
Right.
as creators.
Well,
right?
that's yeah.
And throw light at whoever's reporting this, right? Throw light at all of them. Uncover all that needs to be uncovered. Stop staying in the rabbit holes. Think of rabbit holes as like there's like a giant river flowing. And then on the sides, there are those little off pools, right? That you could like get out of the river for a minute, and it's like much lighter, and it's just kind of goes around. It's like a little whirlpool. You kind of relax and just go around. You get your knowledge, and then get out of there and keep going. Get back in the river and keep going. Does that make sense to you, energetically? They could actually see you doing that now, so I have nothing to say. See? All right, so optimal timeline this week. Um, let's So I had a moment with Paula where I was doing my version of, I don't know, it's not channeling. I don't think you would call it that. I'm literally seeing it as if I'm sitting in the room with you. Well, sitting in the room with me. So Paula was there. I was right here looking at her. And then right behind me in the door area, the door's always been a portal during ayahuasca sessions and
Oh
different
yeah,
things.
the front door. Yeah.
Seen different beings and all different kind of shit come through that door. I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Well, you and I had gotten into a conversation, and then the frequency rose up just enough, and my ethereal vision, right, whether eyes closed or open, clicked on, and I was able to bring some family members in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But they don't talk through me. See, this is the problem. You have to use me as like the middle.
Because they're having a conversation with Frank, and you're having a conversation with Frank, and you can't hear them. So I'm like, and another thing.
But the points are going back and forth, and it's weird for me too. I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Paula was getting mad at me, and I'm like, it's not me, it's them. Like, I'm just messengering this. It's like a weird, all right, my head felt like it was, here, hold this.
Thank you.
It felt like it was doing this. All right. So the newer thing, they've been saying this for a while to me, is because I've got down a few times, even though there's a lot of upswing going on. I still get a level, not of depression, but it gets pretty dark sometimes.
Yeah, I would say that.
Somebody asked what level of I got thrown off by the question. What level do you recommend Paula for Q?
For QHHT? Oh, I don't know what the level was. I honestly don't remember what level. I don't.
Word up. What was I just talking about? I completely lost track. It's okay to do that.
Oh, you were talking about when you were translating.
Oh yeah, so it was, they were going, you guys are the enlightened ones, right? Like, and they were doing this to me. So I'm like, I have antlers, and they're like, no, you don't have fucking antlers. You have fucking halo. And I'm like, halo? And they're like, no, fuck halo, man. Like the sun rising from your right from here to here, all this. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, we went through this like a whole bunch of times, right? Like you guys showed me this, that we're the enlightened ones. And they're like, no, but you guys leading the path, it's gonna all right. So not that you have superpowers over anyone else,
Right.
But you go through it before to allow the next group to just go, oh, I could do that too.
Exactly.
And then they do it.
Yeah.
And then the third group just goes, oh, look, we live like
Yeah.
this.
You fall in public so that people see it, and then when they do it, it's not so terrible. Yeah. Exactly.
You allow people, you hold space for them to witness themselves in you, right? So they'll heal, like healers. I don't know. Are we healing you or are you healing yourself? We're just presenting the space.
I
which
think it's a little
allows
bit of both.
you
Yeah, you
to
hold
do-
the space, but I think
like you
I mean, look
actually
at
do
the
your own
look
healing.
look at the people that send healing to the cat. I mean,
Like
the
I could pull a
cat's eyes,
demon out of you, right? But then you leave my space, and
right,
do you
and
bring
then
the demon back,
exactly.
or do you
Yeah,
work
yeah.
in progress
Do you work?
of not allowing
Do
that
you
to
work
ever
in
happen?
that space to close that space or fill that space with something else like love? I you know,
Yeah, to remove.
yeah, because
Whatever
if
it
you
is.
leave that hole there, it's gonna get filled with something.
Oh yeah,
That's
there's
why
always something waiting.
that's why you gotta let all of those issues go, because you're holding all of that negative space. It's basically like it's basically like just it's like putting a fat suit on.
Yeah.
You're just carrying extra pounds
You
of baggage that
literally
you don't need.
feel-
Yeah.
All right, as this progress goes,
Hmm.
there are times where I'm feeling light. Like
Yeah.
right now, I feel light.
I do too. I
Light.
do too.
Like I'm a chunk, like a cannonball, right? Like I could run through the wall. I look like that guy. It's a mini juggernaut, right? But I feel light, really light. I don't feel Frankenfoot right at this moment, and that's the frequency. So as we break through this, we have to shed that nastier stuff off so we contain more light to be lighter.
Right.
All right. So lots of light, good. Right? Not a lot of light, heavy.
Oh yeah, heavy.
Off balance.
Yes. Yes. Distracted. Programmed.
That's exactly where I was going with this. So,
Yep.
So like when you start doing that,
Yeah.
you start a little bit of awareness goes into a lot of directions with all this. All right. So once again, during this little thing that we had going on, Paula was like, yo, I got questions. So you were asking me questions, and one of them was about the cat, right? Gandalf.
Oh, who is he?
All right. So
yeah.
Squeak is Reggie, first of all. So I'm standing there. I'm on fucking screen with you guys. It's so much better. So this is what it looks like to me. I said to Paula, it looks like we're in the Pac-Man machine video game, but as us, it's us. But we're in the video game, but it's the tabletop version.
Right.
Okay. So people have their drinks and shit and they're looking in, playing the game, but I'm playing me. Like my higher self is me.
Right.
And all of these other beings are standing there and we're all connected and everyone's looking in, but has their little port and they're doing it. But during these moments, I'm like looking up at them and there's the glass window and it's like they're looking in.
Right.
And I'm going, hey, Squeak's standing there. And he's like, I hate when you call me Squeak. So it's Kadu, right? So I'm like, the great Kadu, the fucking window opens and all the beings are standing but looking in. So we look smaller than them. But it was so weird. I was telling them this is psychotic, like what was happening right that moment.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but you can handle it now. I go, it's like the dollhouse effect, except there's no fucking dollhouse this time.
But worse.
I'm
closer,
literally seeing you at like as if I'm in the digital. They're like, you're in the program, guys. Like we're seeing you in the screen, just like if you were in the computer screen looking out and you're like, yo, what's up? It's me. You're aware of that right now. You hit that level.
Yeah. Yep. You got it.
So I'm like looking and I told her, I says, it looks like I've talked about the steam pipe realm where the steam, like you'll see a cat and you'll see me and Paula, and then you'll see the tube that leads up the pipe into the other frequency. And whoever's running the character is like trying to work through the pipe with their consciousness, because they always describe it as like a magnifying glass,
Mhm.
and trying to keep that on your third eye so they can have better control of themselves, because they're playing the avatar, but
Right.
other things are jumping in and corroding and corrupting.
Right.
And it's this long, sinuous thing. I saw that again, and then it was like flipping in and out the vision, and your pipe, the pipe that came out of you, and you were, it was like this far. And then her big self was like, yo, what's up? I'm right here. So I go, hey, Irma, hey, I can see you. Right. So she's like, excellent. And then I'm looking around, I see me, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking crazy. And I see all these different beings. And I go, where's who's Gandalf, the cat, the kitten, the one-eyed cat? So a gray mist pumped out of this window area that was open. And I'm like, oh, it's a gray mist, right? So it shapes into Gandalf's hat. And I'm like Gandalf from the movie, right? And then I saw the beard, and then he pulled the hat off, and he was like, Optimum Timeline, right? So I was like, I don't, it's Gandalf. It's literally Gandalf, right? So they were like, no. Optimum Timeline. You'll see, it's magic. It's the hat. Like, come on, man. So I'm going, all right, so what are you guys trying to fucking tell me, right? So they're like, when you chose, we had a problem with the name Gandalf, right? The baby has one eye right now. So we were like, should it be Baby Fury?
Well,
Should
he's
it be
healing. We don't know
Meatball?
if he's going to be able to
Should
see
it be Gandalf the Gray, right?
Yeah.
But we were calling him Gandalf the whole
We
time.
had like 9 names picked out,
So-
but it first started originally. He said, "There's a cat out in the yard that looks like Gandalf." I said, "Gandalf, like from Lord of the Rings?" And he says, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, I'll go. All right." And then when I saw him, I knew which one he was exactly, and we decided we were calling him Gandalf.
All right, so check it out.
So we didn't realize that literally making that decision changes the timeline. Like,
And all the beings in the room, the
are
cats, the different
trying
cats,
to tell
were
us
all
like
our
you
people
changed.
in
Yeah.
this windowed area running the pipes, but they were like, even the cats' pipes were mad close. And I was like, oh, that's me, that's this, that's this. That. All right, so this shit was crazy. So the gray mist comes out, and then they were like, no. You asked if the cat's eye, right, would heal, and if the cat could have a good life, and what would the optimum timeline to the cat would be, and then what would your optimum timeline be to get the cat to do that, which is why you couldn't guess. You kept saying, it was a while we were going through this name problem. So then we went, no, it's, here he comes. Look at this.
Yeah, here he comes.
Here he is,
Yeah,
right here.
and we said no, it's Gandalf. His name
He
is
said,
Gandalf.
no, it's Gandalf.
Because
for
Frank
sure.
was like,
you're
let's
a
call
magic
him
baby.
Yeah, let's call him Fury. And I said that has negative connotations. I don't
Yeah.
know if I want to call him Fury.
He's laying right in front of us.
I know he's right here.
All right, so
and we decided it that night. I remember it. I made a joke. I was like, "Oh, it has negative connotations."
they said
We
that
can't do it.
I was like, he lives so fearlessly, though.
Mhm.
This was
He
my
does.
thing. Who are you? Like, you live so fearless. You live this, and they're like, you're gonna see who I am, but not now. That baby, right, is living because of you when you chose. This is Gandalf, and that's it. The baby's optimum timeline. If there was ever going to be a time when that eye was going to heal, or that baby, it would heal best it can and live the greatest life it can have. And I'm like, well, that's a big one. Like,
Yeah,
like
because he was
anything
supposed to-
could happen. They
yeah.
were like, nah, best optimum,
Yep.
and then you're in the optimum timeline, because that can't happen unless you're in your optimum
Yes,
timeline.
and
I
you
went,
said
what?
if we didn't take him, he would have
Yeah,
definitely.
he was just dead, right? So I'm like, wait a second, though, I know you. And they're like, yeah, you do. But right now it's magic. It's the magician, right? And I'm like, this is
Take
gonna
it.
wind up being like a baby me or something crazy. I don't even know.
Well, it's a consciousness,
But
isn't it? For now?
the baby being there, I keep calling him a baby, the kitten baby. It is a baby to me. It's a little family furry baby. Coming in created the ability to be on the optimum timeline, which
For
also
us.
gave us the ability to have our animals coming back to us
Yeah.
in other. Where the fuck where's Reggie? Reggie is Squeak. It's Squeak. He even fucking squeaks when you go, "Is that you, Squeak?" He goes, "Ah." I go, "What is that sound that you're making?" Oh, he squeaks. Not to mention 500 other things, and we're not looking for it. There's too many different things going on here for us to notice that. It's like bing, checkpoint again, more awareness, more awareness. All right, so now when you're in the home, you're with baby Gandalf, magic baby, who's always doing this. So I'm like, cast those spells, baby sorcerer supreme. We're gonna do this. We're gonna grow back the eye. You're gonna grow into the head of shield. This is gonna work, right? That's causing me to do that, to go into that optimum timeline, because they're like, you're not the crazy cat man. It's not coming off that way at all. You're
No.
just in pure happiness having them in the room. So I give everybody the same amount if I can, right? So I play with the baby. I got to play with all of them. I have to give them all a little bit of time or don't have them, right? It's not worth it. That's creating the optimum timeline. And not to mention everything else. It's not just that. It's what we've done. It's the hard work we talk about, the this, the that. So it's raising the frequency, which allowed me to sit in the room and see that. So I was like, holy fuck. So all of that had to be into place for this moment to happen.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
the messages that were
it
coming
is- it
through were
is.
just,
It's a
I was
da-
bringing
it's
in
a- it's a
relatives that
dance.
passed. And I
Yeah.
was like, give me 1 second. Once there you are, get over here. You're in. And it was like bringing someone on a stage and just saying, okay. And
Go ahead, go.
and
Go.
they stood right there like, you can, whatever, it's okay. Remember, they were laughing and saying different things, and we were kind of talking some shit a little bit and saying what we had to say, and it was just coming out, and it was going back and everybody.
Because
Here's Reggie.
it's
Come
because it's close. No. Because it's closure.
Right. So yeah, it is, but it was real because the third part of the energy standing right in the room with us, and we're sitting in that trifecta, surrounded by all the things that we love. They're like, that's how your stuff unlocks. You get into those moments and situations.
Oh, what did they also tell you?
Oh yeah. Well, no, but I admit it all the time. All right, so Paula has this thing that I don't trust her, and it's not that I don't trust her. It's just that I got to look into stuff a little bit, right? Other than just kind of, okay, let's do it. But at times you can only do the let's do it, right? So I've learned to go with it and observe it, and it works. It's been a lot of things she spoke about that have come true, and it's not that she's on the show all the time since day one. She's not nutty or crazy. It's Paula. When she says something and she's not trying to, have like a joking moment with you, she's being serious, and she's just like loving all the time and like really nice. So when you hear it, you're kind of like, bro, this is the Bronx. This is some bullshit you're speaking at first, but that's a layer of dare I say wokeness? I don't want to say like frequency programming, right? And then you break that programming because you're around it long enough to say, oh, the cat is cute. I don't want to be, I used to go, well, I'm allergic to cats. Oh, it's amazing how the universe suddenly kind of flexed on that whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. You could breathe, right? Yeah. You'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. I take an allergy pill too. It's fine.
I tackle my cats, and I'm like, I check them everywhere, and I'm like, oh, let me smell your face and see what's going on here. Like, what? Who's that guy?
Yeah, you check poop to see if the poop looks normal. I mean, who does that? Cat daddy, really?
Yeah, well,
but it's important. It's like again, and not to talk about cats and stupid shit, but like if you're invested in something, you're all in or you're not, and part of that is dealing with poop. Like,
so she said to me the other day, I don't remember where we
oh.
like, oh, look what this guy's becoming. I'm like, I'm the world's greatest grandma from Ant-Man. For those
Ant-Man,
Marvel movie, Ant-Man, when his daughter gave him the world's greatest
grandma trophy.
She's like, they didn't have anything else.
Yeah,
but that's how I don't know. It's like that with everything. Excuse me, is with everything I'm doing. I'm beginning to think, no, I'm beginning to believe more. To not think more, think less of stupid shit, more of myself, without being aloof and ego. I check myself constantly, and I'm providing for myself in I won't say it's all optimum ways. Optimum timeline doesn't mean everything's optimum. Naturally, I'm smoking weed and hanging out and doing my thing, right? But that doesn't mean you're not on the optimum timeline. But
Right.
you can do better things for yourself
Right.
within
So
the
get back to the
optimum.
point when you're speaking to the entities and they tell you just Paula.
She has this funny way of just telling them about what they said about me.
No, because
No, they said to trust you
yeah,
because of
and
these things
yeah,
that you've learned already. That's
yeah,
what I was trying to bring it
yeah.
around.
And then he got
They were
certified.
piggybacking
Yeah,
around, and now I'm still going.
yeah.
Like I'm not
And
going to
now,
stop
and now
this.
you're certified. Now we could take all the kittens and we can get a discount on getting them neutered.
Yeah, and no one can say anything to
Right.
you,
And no one can say anything to you because you
and
did it
it's free.
yourself.
So
but
so 3 cats were $1,500 and put us behind for 2 months. Right now, everything is free.
not totally free, but close to free.
Okay, so
Not totally free.
$20,
Good.
$25 once you're certified with all the stuff that goes on. So is it worth it? Right? Is it worth it to get the tools for the thing you want to do?
Yeah,
right?
it's just like another
You want a
thing you put
radio
in the
show?
toolbox.
You
Yeah.
want a microphone? You want a good microphone, or you want an
Yeah.
okay microphone because it's going to show. But it's good to start on one and then go up to
Right.
another one.
Right.
And build yourself that way for sure. Right?
Right.
Oh, you're the best. So, optimum timeline means those. I'm kind of high in frequency right now, and it's the same exact
I know,
way.
I
It's
know,
like
you're
coming
seeing it.
off of me like this. So for so many others, it's optimum for sure, for sure. Even in all right, even in your weirdest of times and your hardest of situations that you may feel that you're in, a lot of people out there are rocking their optimum, and it's gonna pop at one point. But remember, like we were talking about the stretching, you have to put something into it to get something out of it. You can't just sit there and go, well, it's covered. Because
Yeah,
it
you gotta
is,
do
it's just
stuff
going to
to make
take
it
forever
happen.
to
Yeah,
get
it's
to you.
coming. Yeah, you became certified and now we can bring the kittens.
See,
yeah,
that's how this works.
We asked a lot of people, no one could help. One lady gave very good information. You took her information and you acted upon it, and now we have a solution. Maybe when we go there, we find another person to network with, and we find another solution
Yes.
to another problem, and so on. And that's how it happens because now it's open. We're open about the situation.
Yes. And
you take that and you apply it somewhere else in your life and you do the same thing. If the formula works, then you apply it somewhere else.
Yes. And you try.
It's my allergies now. I'm getting a little congested.
Well, it's
now.
kind of warm in here. I think
Is it getting?
We have all the
getting,
equipment on, and it feels
maybe?
a little humid. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm all stuffy now. I wasn't stuffy before.
Yeah, it feels like the weather changed in the room a little bit. So, do the things that you need to do for you to get yourself into some kind of rhythm where you're grounded. I'm trying to explain how to, when you see stuff like this. God's on time.
You're gonna know I'm a multiple sneezing.
It's really weird. It's like these timelines are collapsing, right? So it looks like strands that come out from me, and they're lighting up pink, red, green, orange, dead black. The black ones fall back away, like it's like background stuff. It just kind of trickles down, and the lights are starting to flicker faster and faster and faster, almost like they're keys on a piano or strings on a on a guitar. And they're being played. Ding, 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 ding. There's a video game Tempest from old school where you turn the knob and the little thing goes around the shape and design. It kind of looks like that, and they're lighting up, and they're explaining like those colors, those timelines are you have to walk through some of those shitty ones. You have to acknowledge it to some degree or another. Sometimes it's acknowledged through a hard sneeze. or a purge that you don't even understand,
Absolutely.
to one that you'll absolutely be like, dude, I saw an angel. There was an ET there.
Didn't you have
Some guy
a
had a
dream the other
pitchfork.
night and you said, no, that's not, I don't want that. Close that.
Yeah.
Close that. I don't want that.
No more of that stuff right there. Close that out.
But you did it. You declared that
So
you don't want that.
in the house, this wonderful house we all lived in, there was this thing running around. It almost looked like a purple and black dragon, no wings, armored, ugly, mean. It just looks like it'll run in the room and eat you or whatever. And then I just looked at the guy in the room. The last guy in the house with me was like, yo, I got to get out of here. This thing's coming in the room. And I'm like, no. All the lights are on. The game's over. It's over. The lights are on. They're painting outside the new house. Remember I told you the color of the house with the windows I saw, and they were bright white, and then it was dark gray or something. I don't know. But the inside of the house, and it was like 3 floors. And I'm going, the lights are on. And I heard it, and I went, oh shit! And for a second, I was scared. I'm like, did you hear that? That was fucking loud. Like, what's coming in here? And then I went, wait, no. And I turned around, and it came right in the room. The guy went right behind me, and I'm like, what are you doing? And the thing just came in and was like, what? And it was growling up in my face, but then stopped, and it was talking to me like it was a character in the play. And it was like, I'm here. What do I do now?
Right.
And I go, what do you mean? What do? You got to leave. You got to get the fuck out. You don't belong here no more. You were supposed to leave a long time ago. And he's like, I got no place to go. It's like, that's your problem. You're not mine. You're the thing that's got to go. And it was like, you can't come into the frequency with us. And I didn't feel bad. I was telling it, and it was like backing up. And it was huge.
Because you went based on your feeling. Your feeling told you.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, you can't be here. You can't do this to people. Run. And I know that's a metaphor of some kind, but this exists in a place. Because I've seen fearless family members in that house with me. And we'd all like have a great time. And then all of a sudden you'd hear it. And everyone would scatter and hide somewhere, almost like the children under the stairs or something. Like they would be all right when the parents weren't home. Then the guy comes home, puts the outfit on, comes out with the chainsaw. Everyone scatters and goes like inside the back rooms under the place and shit, because that guy's nuts. He's going to do something to one of the kids. And I'm like, no, we can't live like that no more. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Where is this thing? I'm like, I'm the creator. I'm the all ball. Where is this thing? No. And they stop.
Right.
And there's a conversation going on. And I go, it's happening in English. I hear it in English, but I hear it grunting at me. But it's talking to me. It's not attacking me. It doesn't. It's going. And I'm going, right, yeah, you can't be here. It was weird. It was like some weird Star Wars scene where, like, you're like, oh, the Jedi knows what the robot says. What'd he say? Oh, he said you better shave. And he's like, how'd you know he said that? How does Han Solo know what the robot said? Right? What is that? But I felt that connection with the being. Like, I can hear that. But you're also commanding who you are to hold that ground for this situation. And you just like declare,
I don't want any
I don't think so. Remember, no is the greatest magic spell in the world. You're drawing a circle around yourself, and you're saying, not today, sir. I'm going to be listen, what's the code to this thing? Because I'm going to be taking your pod.
Maybe it's my 4-digit code.
Why would
Maybe it's my birthday.
Why would it be your birthday? You just got here. You will not be taking my pod today, sir. Right? You got to think to yourself, this isn't going to happen. No. It speaks through the language. Speaking about language, I have something to say about those that are aware enough on what's going on out there. I hear a lot of talk about reset buttons and resets, and got to reset this and reset that. And if I don't do the reset, then the reset won't work. The reset. I want you guys to think about this for a second. Who would want to press the reset button? For real. Wouldn't reset be set by set? I want you to think about that. Set would want to reset things. So we're on the optimal timeline now, and we're going to make sure it stays that way. So watch what you encounter and watch what you do out there. Watch what you follow. Watch your belief structure and system.
Use discernment.
Use high amounts of discernment. It's very important at this point. If you're aware of something, you're responsible for it on a certain level or layer of one kind or another. Remember, if you see something and you can't do anything about it, or you decide not to, you're still sending energy at something or not. So just remember, whatever you're watching, whatever you're connecting to, whatever you're distracted by. Like, I love Spider-Man. I can't fucking believe he's not in the MCU no more. This sucks. He's the flagship character. Guess what? Sorry, Spidey. But my news feed was all Spider-Man, but the only thing I cared about was the Amazon rainfire. I'm like, nobody's talking about one thing, but meanwhile, there's a billion people talking about Spider-Man. I'm like, yo, you know what? In this one situation, I feel terrible. But fuck Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man, bitch. What do we got to do? Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm automatically getting like worked into it, because it's like, look, man, you're even using my favorite shit against me. You're using everything against everything for everything to be a distraction.
Right.
Use your discernment highly. Watch what you're doing at all times. Watch who you do it with. Make sure you keep an open mind. Be willing to shift views and value systems as you move through this. Beware of those claiming to be the snake, by the way. I love you guys so much. Right? I feel charged with Conan energy. I don't know what that is. It must be that the serpent's head will soon be gone, at least for 13,000 years. The cycle restarts again. This is the move on part, right? So we grab and go into people call it a harvest and they get nervous, but it's like a graduation. But everyone's going. So there's a graduation every turn in that time. So if you're getting 13, let's say 10,000 years of good shit, or 1,000 years of good shit, every year there's going to be people coming.
Right.
It's all right. It's nonstop. Right? So it never stops. It's that creation upward. Oh, wait. Got it. Ra says it all the time, spiraling out, up and out, right? So so it never ends, because there's always people working on what they're doing.
Right.
And I'm not in your universe. Like, all right, so the universe is cross paths, but inside your own personal bubble is your own thing, and inside that is what exists. That's why when you say to someone, you never heard of this, and they're like, no, I have no clue what you're talking about. Yet they're like, they live next door to you. And you're like, how could this be? It's like they're aliens. They've never heard of The Simpsons. It's like, no. Don't watch TV. I'm not on Facebook. Don't give a shit. And you're like, wow, you're a fucking alien.
It's like those actors you never hear about. They just live their lives privately. They go to work and they do their job, and then they go home and they live their lives privately. They don't need the spotlight. They don't, That's how it should be. Too many distractions.
Believe in yourself a little more. Give yourself. Did I stop Aya sessions? I took a break. All right, so I cracked open at one point, in the very beginning, and then it would be like 3 months, and then it would dull down a little, and then I would do Aya a couple times, and then for like 3-4 months I'd be just automatically open and awesome. And then something happened where I took a year off, right? It was great. I was open. And then I got to a point where I made it past the year, and then I felt homesick. And that's when Aaron was here. Good. This is a perfect workaround. So Aaron showed up and watched me while I did it with you, right? So that was my big comeback into ayahuasca. And once again, it was the very, all right, so I saw ETs. I saw insect ETs, reptilian, the ones I talk about, those green warrior, dark mother, guys, and some other beings. They were like raping and torturing us. It was terrible. And like they were making me watch and then making you guys watch. It was terrible. And then I was like, no. Aya was not letting me do anything. She was like, "You got to watch this," and I'm like, "I'm fucking tired of this, though. Like, I'm done watching this stuff. Like, this is terrible. What they're doing. I can't punch him in the fucking face. I can't do anything about it. No, what am I supposed to do? Okay, thank you. I forgive you. Is that what you want? Because I want to go over there and stab them. I really do. But you know what? I love you. Whatever. I forgive you. Let's move on. And they fucking ended it. It stopped. And I was like, whoa, what's that all about? She's like, you had to see that. And then boom, I was reborn again. And then that whole thing with the tuning forks, and Aaron was holding my head like this, and you were running the fork, and Sage, and I was in my mother's womb, and then I was witnessing some fucked up shit that happened to her. It was terrible. And then I was healing her, she was healing me, and then I was reborn out, and none of that stuff was attached to me.
Right.
Just it wasn't there. I could witness that, but I can. All right, you could still watch it and review it. It's in your memory. You don't forget it. You just don't hang on to it. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, I'm pretty free of it. It's emotionally disturbing. The more I get into this, the less I want to see gory shit, because I've seen gore. I love scary movies and all kinds of stuff, but I can't fucking do it sometimes, man. I've had enough of this stuff, and it on the ayahuasca realm, it's so scary sometimes. And you want to be fearless, and I just push through it, and I'm like, okay, but I've always seen the worst. It's like when I talk about coming through reality face first, it's like, hey, instead of diving in the pool, I jumped and just yay, go head in. And that's a lot of lessons to learn, but it also clears everything up out. If I'm thinking, if we have to wake up and we have a purpose here and we have a plan and something has to be put in action, then I have to smash in head first, wake up
Right.
like that. Like, get all this shit out of the
Out
way,
now.
and then boom, it happens. Boom, the flower opens, and
Mhm.
here I am doing it this way instead of that way. It should be like at least 3 times a year, 2 times a year, but it feels like I don't need it. I'm open with them. It's when I don't know. It's when you get the difference when you release the gunk and you have the purges, and then it rebuilds, and you go, okay, I can't deal with this. I cannot deal with this. And then you go in and you're like, all right, please help. A lot of people they kind of almost pray to her, like, please take this away from me.
Right.
And I don't do that. I'm like, help me do this. Like, explain it to me, show it to me, show me what I have to do, because I'm going to do this. I don't want to come back in here and have to do this. It's
Right.
frightening to be in here. And then boom, it's lovely and great, and you get all that love stuff, and it's great. I'm just sick and tired of the reptilians and the raping and the murdering and the children murder. Listen, it gets out of control. You get PTSD even from the good stuff. Right? Like, I got knocked to my knees seeing a portion of myself. Right? Picture a black background, and then a pinhole, just a pinhole, and then there's light on the other side. The light that came through into the dark room knocked me to the floor, and it was unbelievable. And they're like, "That's you," and I'm like, "What? That pinhole of light? It's amazing. I can't believe it." They're like, "No, you're on the other side of that. That's gonna collapse, and the whole thing is you." I'm like, "That's impossible." I'm like, "Do you know how much?" I was like, "Do you know how much raw power that is?" But it's light, and they were like, "Yeah, it's great. Why are you bugging out? It's you." And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I don't. Maybe I can. I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it." And they're like, "Dude, look." And then boom, and you're like, "Whoa!" And it's just basically source. It's like you're a source. It's the most amazing experience ever. It's everything rolled into one, and you're safe beyond safe. I talk about going in this place naked, and one time actually sitting outside to get into that place naked, dropping my armor spiritually. You're a light being, right, with wings or something, and you're flying upward into the frequencies. I see this stuff in my mind. It's there 100%. And as I fly into the source energy, why would I take a sword? I don't need one. Well, I don't need a weapon
You
here.
have your mind.
I don't need anything. So I just release everything. I got the little loincloth on. That's whatever I guess whatever you choose. And then I'm just standing there. Like, I'm 100% or more, if that's possible, protected from beyond anything, and safe and feeling great. And those moments are fantastic. But to get to those, So remember one thing, you have to have gnosis of the other. This isn't just love and light for sure, right? And I get tired of it, and it hurts. It literally hurts. And plus, I have to put all this shit into action. So we do the show, that's one thing, but I have to live the life as well, and that's hard as well. Just because
hard.
everyone has the rough moments, rough whatevers, and we're all going through that. So I know, it's funny. Earlier today, I felt it in the atmosphere, like, oh, people want to hear about the next thing, like the Corey Good shit, and what the Galactic Federation is going to say, and Blue Avians, or on the other end, fuck the Blue Avians, that shit's garbage. But if Bassett comes to you, that shit's the bomb diggity. Like, it's not AI if it's not all the, like, people are just freaking out too much on that stuff. They really are. Your awareness of it is where it's at. Your awareness, not my stories of it. Right? I'm going through it with you. So there's going to be moments where we're doing mushrooms 14 days straight, and we're going to talk about it for 3 weeks straight on the show. And then it's, well, how are we going to get from A to B through the rest of the alphabet from that moment on? Because I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to have to go in there and hurt myself and witness the crazy and then not do the work here. Like, I'm in the university. All right. If I want to transform and push through this, I better do the work. What's the work? It's the hard work. Right. We talk about it. That's why people are like, well, you talk a lot about cats and kittens and shit. Well, it's my life. It's the story of my life. But it went from rock star to kitten. But the kitten thing is, let me help you. Like, I don't have kids, right? But I go into Aya and I see them taking my kids. They fucking took them from me in so many lifetimes to reveal who I am. I know inside who I am to a nice degree of that giant fractal that's called me. I get it. I know what's going on to a degree, and I'm still shocked by everything. But I'm not going to walk around and go, well, I'm this guy and I'm this and that. That takes us off everything that's really important. None of that stuff is important. That's for me to love and know, and I've talked about it. And it's for you to know and for you to find out from the inside. I'm not going to be able to tell you about you to the degree that you need to tell you about you. So if they're like, well, Frank will know what to do if I don't. I'll be like, you need to go inside and be like, bro, I didn't know mushrooms and this. Do yoga and hold your stretches till you're crying and breathe. Do those breathing exercises at the same time. Drink a lot of water and don't eat a lot of food, and then do those for extended periods of time. I just had a full freak out moment, but I'm unlocked. So as I do these things, it's just womp, womp. Like when I'm driving, sometimes I have to like slow and then just check, like, and then everything's back in, because what I'm seeing is like this overlay of what's being removed to what is the next thing. But that's going to turn into a strong visual for everyone eventually. And it'll be one at a time and where you're at. So there's no winning this race. I got there and no one was there.
Right.
They were like, how do you feel? You won the race. I go, where's everyone else? They're like, you're the first one. Look down. And I saw everyone. And then there were people right next to me doing amazing things. And I'm like, well, they're so much better than me. And this one knows more than me. And this one's smarter than me. And
not about that.
And they're like, you wanted to be first.
Right.
You're first.
So you got it. You won.
Bingo. Okay, now what? I go, what do I got to do? They're like, well, now you got to go back down.
Make a decision.
And I go, what?
Make a decision.
They're like, you got here. It's not a race. You're here. You made it. Congratulations.
Yeah. Now
get
to work.
Go back down there and get to work. And I'm like, oh, you fucking kidding me, right? And they're like, nope. And then boom, it started going off. And then people started. So I was hitting a high frequency, high note, highest I've ever gone, highest frequency, where I can maintain physically without losing my shit, and then had a drop down. And then go, okay, we're in 3D moving through this, keep a high frequency there, ground myself, shoot myself up into here, be the rainbow bridge for the platform for this, for the source energy to myself, so I could implement it into the planet. and pray for rain and push for this and move for that and help the children. Like there's a lot fucking going on, man. This takes a lot of energy and time, and everybody's got their section and everybody's got their little purpose and thing that they can do. Get yourself ready for you. You do what you are ready to do. The stories are great. Become the story. Become the guy that I can say, or the girl where I go, yo,
Right.
they cleared the path. Go, or just live your fucking life best you can and enjoy everything and bring it up optimal. Surround yourself with people who love you.
Yeah.
With things that you love. Right? Don't let it get dirty and stale. Rotate things and upgrade and change things out and purge things away and don't eat old food and eat better food that's new and plant something, go out and breathe in the grass in the sun and be conscious that you're doing that. That's the difference. Well, I've done this my whole life. No, you haven't. No one's told you to do
Not this way.
Not this way. Because if you did, you wouldn't be asking and you wouldn't be watching and you wouldn't be looking. So try it. Science it. Science yourself. This is going to be great. Think about as we multiply out onto the board, how better this gets, how much better this gets. Right? And yeah, I'm going to drink ayahuasca and eat mushrooms and tell the stories anyway. So I just have a lot going on with my grandmother. And with that, I'm kind of, the last time when I was under, I saw my grandmother and then she we're on video now. She was like, back up. And I was like, whoa, Viola, what are you doing? And she's like, mind your business. So then Aya was like, yo, get over here. She pulled me by the hand. I'm like, but that's grandma. I'm
can't interfere.
And then they were like, don't interfere. I go, no, I was just checking. Interfere. And they were like,
nope.
mind
your business. That's her contract. Not your contract.
It really works that way. The mind your business. There's a place between.
It doesn't mean
let me check on you and make sure you're okay, and mind your business in my drama.
It means there's no place for you here, and that's okay. That's navigating through this life means knowing where your place is, because your place is a lot of different things. There's no place for you here. She has her contract. She made her deals. She's gonna close it out her way.
Yes.
With no help from you. She didn't want the help from you.
She didn't want me looking in. She was just like, I'm fine. I'm right here. And I was like, you know what? That's enough for me. And you know what? I do see it, like literally see it. So it's like a background screen that's just open. So everyone, all right. So eventually everyone will be doing this. It's a new thing, way of life. Aaron talks about the skin suit technology. The suits are made to do this. They're just tuned in. Think of a tight screw, really tight. It's too tight. It's like, yo, you got to loosen that bolt up and to let more stuff in. And your body literally will just do it. You're made for it. They just tuned it into a certain frequency notch and locked it in. When that restrictor comes off, the restrictions are off. And that's why we're at the point now where we're like, we don't need permission, because honestly, planting a fucking garden these days is more spiritual than any guru is going to tell you about anything spiritual. Saving a kitten, right? Or finding it a home, or helping out, or picking up dog shit. Superheroes do all kinds of stuff, right? Sometimes it's that stuff. And you're like, bro, this fucking sucks. It's like, yeah, but my house looks good.
Right.
Oh, my area is clean. My space is correct. Right? So I don't know. I just want to be in love again. Like, you get a taste of it and you want to stay with it.
You want to stay in that frequency. Yeah.
Yeah. I want it all to be that way.
It can all be that way.
Why not, right?
It's supposed to be earthly and some unexplained, and you're supposed to have all of these experiences that are earthly and spiritual, and you're supposed to navigate through all of it.
Like, having the answer doesn't make you. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I know who I am. I know all this stuff, and right? And some of that stuff I can't share. I share as much as I can. I actually shared it all, but I'm not going to continuously do it.
No, it doesn't matter to keep going.
However, we're here on the planet, right? So some of us solve mathematical equations, look into the geometrics of the everything, and that's great. and others will see it and go, okay, now I'm in time. I'm in time now. So I have to go through this. So I see it and then I just go and I have to do it. When I get a little thrown off, I'll ask for advice from
Right. And
myself
then you'll
or from,
go back.
and then if it just gets out of control, it's time to go. Yeah,
Move out of the
not
way.
doing, not doing Aya and mushrooms feels like not going home. Like I haven't been home, which is really wild. Like I'll show up like, woo, I'm back. Right? Like you show up with grandma's or mom's at dinner on a Sunday, you just come in at 2, there's gonna be food. Right? It kind of feels that way. Like I'll start to yearn that, like I've been away too long from you just because I love you. I want to see your face today. And
Right.
if, I've been building up gunk, I've been doing my work. Am I doing it right? I'll say, Aya, I want to lock everything out. I want to just talk to me, my higher guy. And then boom, he's like, he's already over me. It's like an overlay. And he just comes out and looks down and he's like, what's up? Let's talk. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. High five. I need a high five. I need a handshake. I need a fucking hug. I need everything going good. Yeah, man, you're doing fine. Now if you check this, I'm like, okay, one at a time. Right. And then they just one at a time, one at a time. And I go, there, that's not that much.
Right.
But it is hard. Because you over there, you're like, oh yeah, I got this. I got this. Don't have another cigarette. You'll die. No, I got this. I don't want that fucking cigarette. And you go back in the human body, like, bro, I did it for like 24 hours. I need a fucking cigarette. It's like, dude, go for a jog because you'll die if you have that cigarette. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Was that real over there? Was that a hallucination? It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you asked to talk to your higher self.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca
And you
brought
did.
you out to you.
And you did. You talked.
So now, so that's how hard it is and complicated from the other side spiritually. That's fucking breeze. I could do this, no problem. Boom, you look at that and you go, oh man.
Mhm.
Right. Another thing, I needed to give a little time for the good shit to start happening because I don't think I could take any more reptilian type or evil entities in my house after getting knocked on my fucking ass.
That's not going to happen
created
again, because you passed that.
No, I'm good. I was like, yeah, superior as
passed that
fucking,
point.
Frank
Yeah.
Castle. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, if that happens like while I'm driving a car or at the top of a staircase or on a
Right,
ladder, I'm fucking
Right.
dead.
You're dead.
Right? Like, I don't want to die.
Feared out of your body. Yeah.
Aaron also asked me about episode 9. Why isn't episode 9 up on YouTube? And I said I was asked not to put that up so it wouldn't cause an issue spiritually with my family. So I said, what are you talking about? They're like, we don't want you saying that. And I was like, you guys can't do shit to me. And they were like, you want to fucking bet? And I was like, okay, done. That's the deal. Like, I'll contract that one thing to you. Now that I look back, it's been 3 years. It was the episode on the reptilians, and the first time they rolled up on me in Tampa, and when I was in the room and they came through the window and they started just calling themselves the Watchers and stuff. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I was trying to ayahuasca shaman a bunch of people. And then they're like, okay, well, you're the shaman, deal with this. And I'm like, I got nothing. And then my higher self kicked in and I kind of just walked up to them and started talking to them. They're so fucking huge. But I was in a place that was huge. The condo was gigantic with the giant ceilings and everything. And I go, y'all just came through the fucking window like that? They're like, we're right here. You're only tuned into that, what your body allows you to. They were telling me straight up. And then they were telling me, don't talk because you're food to us. I'm like, I'm not fucking food to you. But I had during one of the Aya sessions saw that I was literally eaten by them. They like ripped me and torqued, like squished me and then drank my blood. And I was like, that's terrible. That's fucking terrible. I said, imagine what we could do together instead of being like this. They were like, dude, shut up. Like, we don't even. And then I would talk to them and I try to explain to them. I'm like, so you're in an area. They're like, we're in front of you. This isn't, you're the one that has the problem with reality, not us.
Right.
And I go, I was seeing it. So I'm like, whoa, because I was
seeing
under
the struggle. Yeah.
And I'm like, it was our human bodies not seeing what really reality was. It was like taking the glasses on and off in the movie with Roddy Piper, right? With They Live. And except I was using ayahuasca to get in. It was so fucking crazy. I think I drank Aya and it didn't work that well, and I ate mushrooms. I think that's what really happened. And I started like, because everything kicked in and you get worried and nervous and all that shit. But after seeing that and having the discussion, I said, well, you guys know there's 5D, right? You read they were saying 4D is everything. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then they were like, God is this structure, and like we pray to this, and I'm like, well, that's the AI. That's the fucking literally. That's a robot. That's it's an artificial character, and they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I go, yeah, you're stuck. All that's stuck in 4D, 5D frequencies. But you're free. You're free of the matrix overlay. And they were like, what are you talking about? And I just boop disappeared out of the room. But I was standing there. My physical guy was there, and I was standing on a clear floor above them, looking at them, going, don't you see me? I was banging on the floor. They no clue, because they rock the lower three chakras. This is how I they rock those almost at a open 100%, but everything else is very limited. Like they have no common sense whatsoever, none. I was like, you guys are fucked. Like I can't even, like I'm so interested in getting knowledge from this now that I was like, you're not going to eat me, you're not going to kill me. I had asked them, and they said, no, we've ascended past that point. We don't need to do that. We could take energy and do all this other shit. But when you unlock, you're a problem. And I'm like, me personally or anyone? And they're like, well, any one of you, but you specifically are a problem for us over there. And I go, what? I don't know what you're talking. Like, I had no clue what they were at the time. I go, what do you mean in the future? And they were like, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Everything is the now to them too. So they were like, when you get from here to here, you're a big problem for us right here. So we're going to handle this now. We're going to keep an eye on you. And I'm like, well, you don't scare me. Once I got to know, they said we're not going to do nothing. I'm like, well, then what are you going to do? If you walked up to me every day on the street, I was in jail, walk up to me and threaten me every day, and I'm going to be scared every day. No, I can't do that. I can't live in fear of you. So if you ain't doing nothing, I'm going to walk by you every day.
Right.
And I'm going to be aware. I'm not going to let it slip. I'm going to be like, yo, those are some crazy shit right there. But watch, I'm going to walk through this. And if you do what you got to do to me, but understand that I'm the creator. See, I knew that. And they were like, whoa, well, that's a whole different story, buddy. We'll just be here watching. Yeah, okay, you remember that. Because you are rocking this. And although we're connected and you're brothers and sisters to me and we're all one, you're wearing that skin suit or that outfit that's keeping you that way. So you don't understand the reality factor that you're thinking level 0 to 4. I've conquered that. And I'm from like 15, and I came back to let you know you ain't got shit. So sit down. All right. That's the difference between you and I. And yeah, you're big and green and mean and everyone could eat everyone and drink fucking blood and whatever, all this stupid shit. That's great. Have fucking fun with that. But it's over. You're out. You're out. It's a new club, a new owner. Like, we're not having it no more. Earth is going to look. We all owe gratitude to everything that's been granted to us, but a bunch of us are here and in gratitude of being here, but at the same time to level this place up. We're anchoring in the energy and all going together. She could likely, mother, just shake it off if you don't wake the fuck up. She could just shake until you're not there anymore. All right. But she believes like she believes. 100% faith we could make this work. So I don't have to, because I love you. I love all of you. Even the mosquitoes too, Frank. You can't kill them all. You can get rid of them. Some of them. We understand, but not all of them. So just remember that. I love all of it. I'm like, I get it. Even if you're not from here, you had to be born in here. You're in the fucking cycle of the whole thing. Hi. Right? So yeah, gratitude. I love you. I'm part of this. So she's grateful for, you can't have the keyboard. She's grateful. You know what? And I'm grateful too. And we're going to do this. And it's going to be good. It's going to be groovy. Right? Piece at a time. Drip, 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 drip. We're already past the long drips. We're in the tight swirl now. It's going down, but it's going up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending time with us, tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you to the Fearless family. Shout outs to everyone in the group, the Fearless family group on Facebook. Come Come check us out, answer the question, come join us in the group, see all the stuff that goes on live all week long. You want the conversations where everyone's sharing about what they're seeing, first aya experiences, DMT experiences, mushroom experiences, life experiences. I don't do mushrooms, I don't do nothing, I don't do yoga, I just have power in myself and can share this with you. Everything is there. As we've said in the group a million times, you got 10 lifetimes of ascension worth of information in that group, and all the stuff that's been shared, everything that's in the video section. If you're interested in self-helping yourself, stretching for beginners, we have it up in the stay on the YouTube channel, go check out the different playlists. We have everything from
Right.
it's all this. I have all the Marvel stuff and all the connections through all that, through all the spiritual stuff, for all the Fearless Mind stuff, all the Fearless shows, everything that we did in podcasts, most interviews I could find of myself and of you and I anywhere. Hey,
Oh, he's stuck.
that's
Okay.
my shaman stuff. Get off. So, check it out, share it, likes, subscribe, share. Go to imwearefearless.com. Check it out. If you like anything there, purchase it. 50% goes directly to the artist, whoever designed that article. So check it out. Let me know what you think. If you don't like it, say, yo, that sucks. If you love it or like it, you'd be like, dude, I like this. Then share it. Help it get around. If you feel it's a good thing, do a good thing. It pays itself forward.
That's right.
Right? And thank you.
Thank you.
I feel good right now. I feel high frequency. Don't forget to sage yourself, do your meditations, right? And we'll be back with you again next week, and maybe we'll do something in the midweek too. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I want to do some interviews. So I got that other program now. I'm gonna try to use it so where I can, because you can't bring people on. I don't think on YouTube anymore. I don't have any. There's no buttons to bring anyone on live. So you have to run an outside program to do this. And I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So, but I found out how to do it. So I'd like to do some,
Yeah.
fearless conversations live on YouTube. This would be great. Bring it out open into the public. And remember, everyone, to stay fearless. And the universe, it rewards bravery. Right? Son, my son, it's me, son. It's me, son. Have a great night. I love you guys so much.